Did you ever and ever abandon your son?
Never. I would never abandon my son ever.
He disappeared for 2 years. I never heard a word from him. He knew where we lived. Spencer's been in the same school since he was in kindergarten.
Motion for enforcement brought by Mr. Christopher Sims in regards to possession and access.
We're here for an enforcement action on custody control regarding a child, Spencer Allen Sims, on behalf of the father. Just an overview of the order. It's a joint managing conservatorship with mom, exclusive rights to designate the child's primary residence in Dallas or contiguous counties. Our violations are listed, one being mom moved outside of Dallas or contiguous counties. She resides in Hunt County. And Mr. Sims has been denied possession and access to his child. That's my entire opening.
Thank you, counsel. Attorney Blackstock?
I'll waive for now.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Lesser, you may call your first witness.
I'd like to call Christopher Sims, please.
All right, you may proceed.
Hi, Chris. So you just a real quick, you recognize Miss Cox as mother of the child, and she's present in the virtual courtroom. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, I'd like to also take judicial notice, Your Honor, of the file, please.
Yes, the court takes judicial notice of all contents of the court's file.
Okay. Now you're familiar with the order that is from 2021. This is an order that you and Miss Cox agreed to. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in that order, are y'all joint managing conservators in that
Yeah.
order?
Yes.
And you were on a standard possession schedule. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Miss Cox was the parent to designate the primary residence, which was to be in Dallas and contiguous counties.
Yes.
To your knowledge, does Miss Cox live in Dallas or a contiguous county?
No, she does not.
Where does she live?
I'm not sure the county, but Wills Point, which is outside those contiguous counties.
Okay. And now you and Miss Cox were co-parenting pretty well up until September of 2023. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes.
Was there some kind of incident that happened in September? And how old was Spencer at that time?
Yes, there was, and he was 7.
He was 7. Can you briefly describe kind of what happened in September of 2023?
Still to this day, I'm not sure what upset him. We were laying on the couch. It was a little bit later at night. I let him stay up, and he was just kind of insulting me, and I didn't know where it was coming from. So I said, hey, if you're going to be like that to me, I don't want you. He was laying on me at the time. Said, if you're going to be like that to me, I don't want you to lay on me right now. And he lost it. He started screaming, I want my mom. I want to go home. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I, inevitably called mom.
And you, at that point, I want to turn to our exhibit that is exhibit 4, please. And in this exhibit, this is right after that incident, September 23rd. Were you and Paige trying to talk to each other about, what to do and how to handle Spencer at this point?
Briefly, but it felt like I just wasn't getting very far with it. I would get, sometimes I'd get a message back, sometimes I wouldn't.
And if we put up, Adriana, can you please put up exhibit 4 for me? And if not, we'll just reference it. There's an exhibit, if you could look at it, Chris, that says, basically y'all are asking for games and coordinating of wanting that, and Paige is saying that Spencer's not ready yet.
Yes.
Accurate. Okay. And that kind of continued with Spencer not ready.
From what that's only from her words, not from
Okay.
his. I never heard it from him.
Because you didn't get to talk to him. Now I want to go look over at, you were, yeah, go ahead and pull it down now, Adriana, it's fine.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's good. Now we turn over to exhibit 5. This is just a short period of time, but all during those months, you were also messaging your son, right?
Yes.
And are these like messaging every day, trying to ask how he was, things like that? Is it true that you were doing it from like around up until April of 2024, continuing to message?
Yes.
And did you get any response back?
No.
Okay, let's turn now to, if you look at Exhibit 7 and the chart that is Exhibit 3. In May of 2025, did you begin notifying mom that you were exercising your visitation?
Yes.
And you exercised your visitation on, you showed up at Walmart or what was the location? Whataburger?
Yes, in Garland.
Whataburger in Garland, and that is the location for exchange within in the order. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so taking it, if you look at on May 29th at 3 p.m., did you show up at the Whataburger location?
Yes.
Was Ms. Sims there?
No.
Or Ms. Cox? No.
No.
And prior to that, you notified her by text message?
Yes.
All right. Now, also on June 6th at 3 p.m., did you show up at the Whataburger?
Yes.
Was Miss Sims there?
No.
Did you wait around?
I wait for 30 minutes every time.
Okay, every time. So if I were to ask you these same questions on this violation chart, would your answer be the same, that you showed up at the designated time and that location and you waited for 30 minutes on each of those occurrences?
Yes, and I documented it.
And every time before, did you send a text message over to Miss Cox that you were exercising visitation?
Yes, I did.
Did you receive any response from Miss Cox on any of these messages?
No.
Did she inform you that there were any emergencies or anything that would prevent her from showing up?
No.
And so we do each of these. June 6th at 3 p.m. Did you show up at the Whataburger?
Yes.
You waited for 30 minutes.
Yes.
Cox didn't show. July
Yes.
3rd, did you show up at the Whataburger?
Yes.
Waited for 30 minutes. Miss Cox didn't show.
Yes.
July 4th, same
Yes.
3 p.m. Whataburger, she didn't show.
Yes.
July 10th. You continued to do this all the way through October 30th of 2025 on your Thursday in the beginning of your weekend visitation.
Yes.
And at each time she did not show.
No, she didn't.
Did she return any of the messages saying why she was not going to be there?
No.
And you filed this enforcement case last July, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. How has this impacted how has this impacted your relationship?
It's bad. It's hurtful.
Because you want to be in your son's life.
Yes.
And the only remedy you have is to ask this court to enforce the order that allows you to be in your son's life.
Yes, this is my only recourse.
And are you asking this court to hold Ms. Can I get a time check, please, Your Honor?
Yes, you may. You have 7 minutes and 27 seconds left.
Thank you, Your Honor. Are you asking this court to hold Ms. Sims in contempt?
Yes.
Are you asking this court to provide you with some makeup visitation in order to establish a relationship with your son again?
Yes, please.
And are you asking in that contempt, and you're leaving it up to the court's discretion with respect to jail time and the remedies that are available that you've put out in this order?
Yes.
Did you ever abandon your son?
Never. I would never abandon my son, ever.
And you continuously tried to exercise visitation from 2025 every time?
Yes.
And you've received no response to your efforts?
Yes.
I pass the witness.
Thank you, counsel. Attorney Blacklock Cross.
Just a few.
Blackstock, I'm sorry.
There's just a few questions. Let me see. When you were looking at, I believe it's your exhibit 5, the text messages labeled from father to child, do you recall those?
Yes.
Did I see a few messages there? They're all one-sided. Did you ever get any response from Spencer?
No.
How did you know he had access to a device where those were going? Is there
This is where I was
We're not-
talking to him previously before the incident.
When was the last time you heard anything from him on there?
It was probably, I mean, I'd say August before the incident. We would text. I would get calls from mom, you know, when he was having a bad moment, and I
Okay,
would have
so
to
around
redirect him.
August 2022 then?
Mhm.
Okay. Jumping to when you were going over the possession periods that you were texting, saying you were at the location. You said I documented it each time you said you waited 30 minutes. How did you document it?
I got a receipt when I showed up at the Whataburger,
Okay.
and I got a receipt when I left.
Okay. Did you not bring any of those today?
That this is part of the case we built that we're presenting today. That's how she got those dates.
Okay, but there's no receipts and evidence to show that you were actually there.
I have pictures too.
Okay, we don't have any in evidence today. Okay, just making sure I wasn't missing something. Pass the witness.
Okay.
Chris, want to just clarify, you were communicating on that device with Miss Cox's iCloud with Spencer up until September of 2023, not 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. I misanswered. I'm sorry.
2023. And when we put together but again, you messaged Miss Cox every time, you showed up every time at the place, and she was not there.
Yes.
And up until that point, do you have any reason, any other method to communicate with Miss Cox and your son?
No, just her phone number and that tablet, I guess, email.
Okay, and has Miss Cox ever given you any information about how your son is doing in school?
No.
2023. Doctor's appointment since 2023.
No.
Has she had, now you've also been paying your child support, correct?
Yes, and I'm current.
No further questions.
Okay. All right, counsel, you may call your next witness.
I'd like to call Paige Cox, please.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
And for timekeeping purposes, Attorney Lesser, you have 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Attorney Blackstock, you have 13 minutes and 28 seconds. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Miss Cox, is the did you receive these text messages saying that Mr. Sims was going to exercise possession, correct?
Yes.
And you did not respond to him, correct?
We had already hired attorneys. Yes.
Back in May, you hired a attorney in May of 2025.
I already had an attorney. Yes.
Okay, so you did not respond to a text message. You did not show up to the location. Did you
Correct.
correct? Did you, and you hadn't filed any motion to modify?
Not yet. No, ma'am.
And you did cut off all communication with Mr. Sims.
I did not cut off communication. That iPad that he's speaking of has not been around. He had not spoken to.
Unresponsive?
He had
Sustain,
not.
sustain. Wait for the next question.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you moved. Where do you reside now?
In Wills Point,
And
since
what county is Wills Point?
Hunt County.
And that is not contiguous to Dallas?
No,
It's not contiguous. Okay. Did you seek any agreement from Mr. Sims before moving?
he knew in November of 22 that I was moving and was okay with it. We
Section non-responsive. Did you have an agreement with him?
No.
Okay. Do you agree that it's important to have frequent and stable contact with both parents to ensure the emotional and physical well-being of your child?
I do.
All right, and you understand that a joint managing conservator is to share rights and responsibilities and providing information,
I do.
but you did not. You did not share information.
No.
Have you listed Chris as an emergency contact at the school?
He is on all of Spencer's papers.
Okay,
Birth certificates and all.
birth certificates at the school, is he able to obtain records at the school as a father?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any emergencies that prevented you from showing up to any of the possession times that were listed in our the chart that we went through?
No, ma'am.
Did you encourage Spencer to go to his exercise visitations?
Spencer is very afraid.
Did you encourage Spencer to communicate with his father?
I have asked multiple times.
When was the last time you asked Spencer to engage with his father?
I've actually talked to Spencer this week about it.
So this week you did, but back in 2025, were you encouraging Spencer, encouraging a
I
relationship?
have. Yes, I have.
And you understand that Spencer is not the one to determine whether or not there's possession that's exercised.
I do. Yes, ma'am.
And you had the ability to go to court to seek a
Minutes, counsel.
Pardon me, Your Honor?
2 minutes.
All right, you did not, you could have asked for a change in orders back in 2025, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You did not. You did not seek a change in the orders.
I didn't know if that was a question. I apologize. No, ma'am, I have not.
Okay. No further questions.
Okay. Attorney Blackstock, would you like to ask questions of your client on cross or wait until your case in chief?
I have a few for cross.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Paige, can you clarify the timeline on the iPad? When was the last time Spencer had access to that?
That was probably the incident that we were talking about actually did not happen in September. It happened in June. That iPad was broken before school got out, so before May of 22.
Okay, and the June, you mean is
May
June?
of 23.
Okay,
Yes.
and the June you're referring to is June 2023?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you talked a little bit about moving, and you said you didn't get an agreement from Mr. Sims to move. What did you two do to make the move work?
So when I moved in November of 22, I let Chris know that I was moving beforehand. He had no issues with it. We even changed our meeting place to the Buc-ee's in Terrell as a halfway point for us. And we continue to do that.
Okay, thank you. And to clarify, Ms. Lesser asked you about filing a modification. Have you done that in 2025 now?
We have filed a modification. Correct. Yes.
And we're waiting for a temporary orders hearing right now, right?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Okay, pass the witness.
Okay.
Did you provide Mr. Sims another that access to, I mean, that's your iCloud account. Did Spencer have another device that he could have communicated with that same ID?
He has not up until just recently. And he does have a phone now, which is why we were trying to get counseling set up and everything else for Chris to start.
Sustained after he has not.
And so you did not provide any other method for Mr. Sims to be in communication with his son?
No, ma'am.
No further questions.
All right. Counsel, you have 52 seconds left. You may call your next witness.
I just want to reference, please, that we've testifying by affidavit and declaration on attorney's fees, as well as the attorney's fee summary chart that is listed on there.
Okay. And you all have stipulated to that?
Yes, we've allowed the admission. That is our end of our exhibits of 7, 8, and 9 in your packet.
Okay. All right. So no questions then, Attorney Blackstock. No questions for
Oh.
Attorney Lesser.
Regarding the fees, no questions.
Okay, all right. So
Hey,
Attorney,
we're trying to be good for you, Judge Bailey. Come on.
I just have to ask. I don't want to make any assumptions.
Appreciate it.
Attorney Lesser, do you rest?
I do rest, Your Honor.
All right. Attorney Blackstock, you may call your first witness.
Can I have a time check, please, Your Honor?
Sure, you have 12 minutes and 8 seconds.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'd like to call my client, Paige Cox.
All right, you may proceed.
Okay, Paige, let's see. Okay, so we've covered a few things, so I'll jump down a little bit to some other things. Let's see. We talked a little bit a few minutes ago about your move and how y'all you moved the exchange location. And that was in what year?
That was in 2022.
How long did y'all use that new exchange location?
Up until June of 23, which was the last time that Spencer was at Chris's house. It was not September.
Okay. What happened in June 2023 that changed things?
I had taken Spencer to his football physical that morning. I dropped Spencer off with Mr. Sims at the Buc-ee's in Terrell right after lunch. About 10 o'clock at night, I received a phone call from Mr. Sims with him telling me to come get this child, that he tried to break his effing arm, and that I needed to come get him right then. I proceeded with my husband to load up in the car at 37 weeks pregnant to Mesquite. When I arrived at Mr. Sims' house, my 6-year-old son was standing on the back porch with his backpack bawling. I put him in the car with me. I took him home. I called Mr. Sims the next day and I told him that this was going to have to change. He was going to have to work to gain Spencer's trust back because Spencer is petrified and still to this day is petrified.
Okay, and to clarify, this incident you're saying was in June 2023. That's the one that Mr. Sims mentioned as September, right?
This case doesn't begin with screaming or shocking allegations. It begins with one heartbreaking question. Did a father really abandon his son, or was he deliberately kept out of his child's life for nearly 2 years? What starts as a routine child custody enforcement hearing quickly turns into an emotional courtroom battle where both parents tell completely different stories about why a young boy named Spencer stopped seeing his father. Christopher Sims tells the court that he never walked away from his son and never missed a chance to be part of his life. According to him, everything changed after a single incident in 2023 when Spencer suddenly became upset during a visitation, asked to go home to his mother, and from that moment forward, his entire relationship with his son disappeared. Christopher explains that despite repeatedly texting his ex-wife, sending messages to Spencer, showing up at every scheduled visitation exchange at the court-ordered Whataburger location, waiting 30 minutes each time, documenting every visit, and notifying the mother in advance exactly as required by the custody order, nobody ever showed up. Week after week, month after month, he claims he was left standing alone in the parking lot while every message he sent went unanswered. He tells the judge this wasn't about giving up, it was about exhausting every legal option he had left to see his son. But the mother, Paige Cox, paints a very different picture. She claims that after the frightening incident in 2023, where she says Christopher called late at night telling her to immediately pick up Spencer because the child was hysterical and terrified, everything changed emotionally for her son. According to Paige, Christopher didn't continue trying to rebuild that relationship. Instead, she says he disappeared for almost 2 years, never calling, never texting her directly, never attending birthdays or holidays, and only sending messages to an old iPad that Spencer no longer even had.